Senator Sullivan?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank the witnesses, nominees for their service and their family members. I always appreciate the opening statements that focus on patriotism and service and family, so well done to all three of you. Off to a good start. Let me start with you, Dr. Klein. You did a reference, actually, to the space race with the Soviet Union, which is a high point in American science. And it was important that we won that race, which we did. Why is it similarly important that we win the AI race with the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, thank you for your question. It's incredibly important because what we do in the United States will impact how the world adopts artificial intelligence, whether other countries will be built on an American AI stack or a Chinese AI stack. And along with that goes technical standards and everything that's going to set the future of applications across a range of sectors. Artificial intelligence is not confined, to any one, sector. It's something that will be adopted across medicine, across transportation, agriculture. These are things we're already seeing today.
And national security as well, right? If
Certainly.
China wins the AI race, their ability to have a more lethal military starts to raise its ugly head too. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I think it's critically important that we focus not just on the research and development aspects, but also the adoption, both by industry, by our own government, and that includes national security. Yes.
Good. Let me ask another question that often gets missed on the AI race. So it's a lot about energy. It's a lot about electrons. The Biden administration, when they're in power, they were all about shutting down American energy, especially in places like my state. Alaska suffered through 70 executive orders by Joe Biden to singularly shut down Alaska. We were sanctioned more than Iran and Venezuela, and those are terrorist states, just because we produce energy in the Biden administration and like American energy. So tell me about the importance of having American energy produced as part of the AI race.
Well, absolutely, Senator. Energy is something that we hear more about from the technology companies than the technology itself, in truth. And it's a shame if that would be a bottleneck for our ability to innovate and to adopt this technology.
When we have more energy than any other, you think we have more energy than China? Hell yeah. We need to unleash it, not shut it down. And don't you think that's important for the winning of the AI race?
Certainly, and actually Pillar 2 of the AI action plan is exactly focused on that. It's focused on the infrastructure, and that includes both the data centers that will be needed, but also all the underlying energy infrastructure. And this administration under President Trump has taken a number of different executive orders seeking to unleash that energy. In one area that I know, very personally in terms of nuclear energy, we've had, just an incredible opportunity now to enable that testing, enable quicker deployment of these reactors for commercial deployment and also for government use.
Good. Yeah, one of the first EOs President Trump signed on his first day in office was an executive order called Unleashing Alaska's Extraordinary Resource Potential, which of course I appreciated, but that's good not just for Alaska, good for America, and it's good for the AI race. Mr. Graham, let me commend you on your service, your naval aviator service, which I think is wonderful. I noticed the chairman, Chair Hamani's in the audience here, so we appreciate her wonderful service. She's doing a great job. We have the highest crash rates in aviation in Alaska for a whole host of reasons. The NTSB put out a study on this a number of years ago, which launched the FAA Alaska Safety Initiative, what we call the FOSI initiative. And one of the things that I want to work with you on, and I'd like your commitment on, is that we have non-FAA service providers that can develop more precise, lower minimum procedures for using GPS-based technology, but they don't receive federal support and often can't publish procedures for public use under current FAA policies. One of our challenges in Alaska is we don't have basic infrastructure at our many, many airports that the lower 48 airports do. So can I work with you on this, the chair, the secretary? They're all very focused on advancing this FOSI initiative so we can bring down the crash rates and the death rates in Alaska aviation, which is the highest in the country.
Senator, yeah, absolutely. You have my commitment to work with you, and I'm sure the board has had a long history of working with the Alaska community and trying to make it safer. We understand how important aviation is to your state.
Thank you. And finally, Ms. Meyer, I do appreciate the flag. That's a great opening statement you had there. But I will follow up on Senator Cantwell's question. You know, the Bureau of Labor Statistics revised its job estimates between April 2024 and March 2025 by almost 1 million fewer jobs. That was the largest downward revision in almost a quarter century. What's going on there, and how can we fix that? That is a disaster for people who rely on that important data.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator. I really appreciate the important question. I'll start first by saying BLS is not, it's at the Department of Labor. It's not currently under Commerce. I don't have visibility into the work that BLS has done. But I very much appreciate your question, because an important part of the integrity and accuracy of data is the transparency that comes with revisions. If confirmed, I look forward to continuing the good work that is done at Census and Bureau to place priority on accuracy and integrity. Revisions are part of the process, I know, particularly with the data that they do. And I think it's important to continue that, to continue to look at ways to ensure that as data comes in, it is reflecting an accurate measure of the economy or the specific sector it's focused on.
Good, good. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you to my colleague from Alaska. I am disappointed that there was no questions about AI's application to fishing, but we'll have to do that for the second round.